The 25th Hour Radio Show. Today's guest on the show is mega-selling author Jackie Collins. Jackie's latest book, The Santangelos, went on sale yesterday in bookstores nationwide, as well as online. Jackie, thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to join me on the show.
It's my pleasure. How are you?
I'm doing good. Jackie, before we talk about your latest work, it's tradition on this show. We start off by asking pretty much the same question to every guest pertaining to their career. Why writing? What made you want to be an author?
I have a passion for telling stories. Ever since I was a little kid, I always used to tell stories. I would write little stories and sell them to my schoolmates, and they would be somewhat salacious. And I realized that that's what I wanted to do in life. I just wanted to be a storyteller. So it was my passion that drove me.
Yeah, now correct me if I'm wrong, but like every book you've written has made the New York Times bestseller list, right?
I've been lucky in that respect, yes. And The Santangelos is my 32nd book.
You know, to be an author who's that good, is there a formula you use when writing, or you just sit down, start writing, and go where your imagination takes you?
That's exactly it. I go where my imagination takes me and where my characters take me, because my characters are very much a part of deciding their lives. And I write in longhand, and I think that's one of the things that I do. I mean, my pen takes me on a trip. And so, yeah, I don't plan my books out beforehand. I just go where the characters take me.
You know, Jackie, you've been the reigning queen of raunchy romance for a long time now. And your newest book, The Santangelos, is sure to please all your diehard fans. Let's talk about the main character in this book, Lucky Santangelo. Why was it so important for you to create a strong female character like Lucky, who, in your own words, can do anything?
Yeah, when I was growing up, I read these books by Harold Robbins and Mickey Spillane and male writers, and they were really terrific books. But the women were only in the kitchen or the bedroom, so it was a question of sex or cooking. And I thought, oh, why? I'm going to write women that are strong, that can do everything, that are powerful. And why not? I mean, I think we have to give women more power than they have. Women have to know that they can do something for themselves in life. And I created Lucky Santangelo, and she's become an iconic character to my readers. They love her so much. They say to me all the time, bring back Lucky, bring back Lucky.
You know, I was going to ask you that. That's the next question. You know, the character of Lucky is so loved by all your readers, and they can't get enough of her. What kind of things can they expect from her to be involved with in this latest book of yours?
Well, in the latest book, she has to solve a murder. She has to deal with her daughter, who is becoming the it girl in Europe. She has to deal with her son, who is set up for a murder he didn't commit. There's an assassination that goes on, and she has to deal with a Colombian drug lord and all that's going on around him. And every problem has to be solved by Lucky, and she manages to do it with style.
Absolutely. You know, as a teenager, you kind of lived a little on the wild side. You were surrounded by...
I was a wild, yes. I was a wild teenager.
You were surrounded by certain things and a lifestyle not typical to the average teenager. How much of that experience benefits you, if it does at all, when writing novels like this?
Well, I think when you're a writer, you have to write about what you know. You write about the characters you met during your life. You write about people. You write about, I don't know, things that you've seen, places that you've been, you know?
Yeah, you know, not only do you have the fans who have been with you for all these years, you have a younger generation of fans now. I've read where you've gotten letters from like teenagers, both boys and girls, who's learning about sex.
I know. Boys and girls all the time. They are kind of like, you know, I've never read a book before, and then I read Lucky, or I read Lady Boss, or Chances, and now I'm absolutely hooked, and I'm going to go back and read all your books.
So they're learning about sex and life for the first time through Jackie Collins, correct?
Yeah. So many girls say to me, and boys, they say, oh, you know, I took my mother's copy and I read it with a flashlight under the sheets. I mean, I get told that every single day. So I said, so I taught you everything you know about sex? And they'll go, oh, yeah. I'll go, is your boyfriend, is your husband disappointed? And they'll go, oh, no. I'm very, very happy.
Absolutely not. Jackie, you know, we live in a digital age, and like everyone else, you have a website, you have Facebook, you have Twitter. People can actually go to your website and read the first couple of chapters to the Santangelos, right?
Yeah, well, I want to give people like a taste of it. It's a 500-page book, and I want them to have a taste, and if they like it, they can go on and they can read everything and enjoy it. You know, I want them to have fun with it.
Before we wrap this up, I've also heard you're in the middle of writing your autobiography. I think you're calling it
I
Reform
am.
School or Hollywood.
Yeah, Reform School of Hollywood, which is what my parents said to me when I was expelled from school. And they didn't know what to do with me because I was this wild child. And so they finally said, Reform School of Hollywood, your sister's a movie star. You can go there, you're not bad looking, and you can be a movie star too. And I said, I don't want to do that. I want to be a writer. No, 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 you can't be a writer unless you go to college, unless you do this, that, and the other. And so it turned out that I went to Hollywood and I did a few acting gigs and I hated it, but I knew that I was an out-of-work writer and I was waiting for it all to happen.
Is it more difficult to write about yourself as opposed to the characters in your novels?
One of my daughters read the first 2 chapters of my autobiography, and she turned to me and she said, "You know what?" I said, "What?" She said, "It's exactly like your novels." I don't quite know what she means by that. She said, "It's like reading one of your books." And I said, "Oh, okay."
Well, everyone, make sure you pick up your copy of the Santangelos, which is available everywhere books are sold. Jackie, once again, thank you for joining me on the show today. Good luck with the release.
Thank you so much, Robert. It was lovely to talk to you. Take care.
The 25th Hour Radio Show.